the Oculus Quest, I've been seeing all these commercials online, people fighting lightsabers and stuff. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so that's actually kind of interesting to me. It kind of perked my interest. So Oculus Quest, okay, is it an add-on? What is it? I've seen a few add-on components to let's say the PlayStation or whatnot.
Yeah.
No, this is a standalone gaming device. You're going to put the headset on your head. You're going to hold the hand devices, one in each hand, and between the three devices, you're going to load your games and go completely wirelessly, and that's pretty interesting. They have two versions of it. They have a 64 gig version and 128 gig version. They're a little spendy. 64 gigs starts at $400. 128 goes up to $500. It's not inexpensive. It is running an Android operating system.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what kind of games are going to run on an Android operating system. Not bad, right? The Android system does a pretty good job in gaming. Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor, so it's got
a couple years
pretty
old.
fast processing power. Yeah, it's a couple years old, but keep in mind, this is something you're wearing on your head, and all it's doing is gaming.
Right.
You don't have to process all the stuff in the background that your phone does. So I think that's probably sufficient. So we'll see. But it's got 4 cameras in it to try to gauge where you're at in the room and, where your hands are and the sensors and everything.
Yeah.
There's a ton of games out for it too already. Just dozens and dozens of games. Some of them look pretty good. So
when
I'm actually sort of excited.
I'm looking at Evader Immortal, Dead and Buried 2, Creed Rise to Glory, Beat Saber, Dance Central, something about the gods. There's a Moss game, and it looks like another fighting one. Super Hot, there it is. And those are just some of the games that are just literally scrolling through on their website here.
And seen recently the Nintendo Switch, the hoop thing that they've got.
Yeah.
And between that and this, all of a sudden, gamers are now going to be the fittest people on the planet. You're going to be moving around so much.
Yeah.
So, hey, this athlete comes to us from, Nerd Central Valley or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'm looking. Yeah. They actually on their website.
I don't know.
On their website, they have something that actually interests me. And I'm actually going to type in my zip code on here. It says, find a demo. Apparently, they actually have set up demos for this stuff, and I'm looking around. So if all those who've been following for a long time, and Dark Ash says he wants to get a VR headset, I mean, yeah, that'd be great. You guys know I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. But we have in Greenville, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Fayetteville, and Raleigh. So, I mean, it's literally hours away. These demos are not everywhere. So good luck finding one. And if you have one in your city.
But you can go visit your grandfather and take a look at one out in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, and it looks like they have one in Wilmington, too. But, yeah, so that would be... I just thought that was interesting. They have find a demo. Like, they're very serious about this. Like, it's not just a thing that says, hey, we're here. We think we might have a good product. No, it's like, hey, we got a good product. It's out there for sale. We want you to buy it. Come and play with our product. That's pretty much what they're telling me. Although, why they
if I end up getting one, Brand, I'll let you come down. You can try it here. I won't charge you that much.
Yeah, it'll be the closest demo I can find, that's for sure. But yeah, no, I think that's a very cool product, and I can't wait to play with it. I mean, we will have to. We can do some streams on this. So Dark Ash, I want to get a VR headset. If I get this, I will do whatever I can figure out how to do to get it to stream, so that way you guys can watch it, and I can tell you whether or not it's actually worth the money or not. So we'll be sure to do something like that if we get it.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, one of the games I'm looking at here, and so picture yourself in a VR game of Angry Birds, because that's one of the games that's available.
Angry Birds?
No idea how that's going to work.
Do you physically pull back the birds and fling them?
Maybe
yourself?
you are the bird. I don't know.
Oh, that would be that would be nuts. I don't know how I feel about that. I might have to put a stop to that one.
Right?
Here,
some motion sickness there.
Yeah, that's something there.
Yeah, well, you put it on your grandmother's head and watch her, flail around the living room for a while. I've seen some I've seen some America's Funniest Home videos that are quite entertaining for that. So
Oh yeah, yes, and just to let you guys know, so this is pretty much a stopping point. We're going to continue to talk for about maybe 5 minutes or so, and this is community time. So Dark Ash, anybody out there who wants to chat, let us know your thoughts, opinions. Let us know if you want to rediscuss something or dive in a little deeper. Maybe have some information that we missed. But yes, so continuing on with what we were just saying. Yeah, I can see that being a great thing and an awful thing all at the same time. Very confusing. You're flying through the air as a bird and you slam into something. Now, I read somewhere that they had something to where you can... It's actually... There's like a mat on the floor, too. Is that the Nintendo one that you mentioned earlier? Do you know much about that?
the Nintendo one's like this big. It's a big hoop, and you put one of the Switch controllers. You strap it to your leg. The other one goes in this hoop, and they detect each other, and you run around and do a bunch of stuff. It's a new game from Nintendo Switch that's out there.
Now, is it an actual VR thing?
No, it's not VR. It's just it's just an
Motion.
exercise one. Yeah.
Oh, because I found a Nintendo VR using a Switch. Apparently, they actually have a Nintendo Labo
Right
thing
thing.
about it. Yeah.
The cool what you're looking for.
No.
They're like I actually looked into that. You build stuff out of cardboard and you can interact with it. It's really weird, but it's kind of cool. It kind of goes back to Nintendo's roots when they were doing playing cards back in the day. Apparently, that's
Yeah.
how they started. And they had these little things that you put together with cardboard boxes. It's interesting, but it's more for kids than gamers for sure.
Yeah, I don't know that I would fall in love with something like that, but I mean, I could see it being fun for a minute. Oh, they got like
It's
a...
kind of like
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like a Minecraft, but in real life, basically. You build the stuff, and it just works. Like the key, like you can see there's a piano that you can. It's just cardboard, but it senses it, and you play the keys and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Did you say it was like Minecraft? Do you need the recipe to build a little piano out of a
No,
snake?
Actually-
they have instructions and everything. You have to go through and figure it out, and then once you get it built, you get to use it. So again, it's one of those things. It's like that's a really creative way to do stuff.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that's so niche. I can only imagine that you get it for
Oh.
like a
Okay,
young kid or
they
something.
just sold me on it. They have a because I have a Nintendo Switch. For everybody who doesn't know, I actually own one, and they actually have, if you can see on the screen,
An arcade.
There you go. I was waiting for it to load up. A mini arcade. How cool is that? That is awesome.
Boy.
That would be amazing. Yeah,
Going
that's
back
some
to
pretty
the
cool
VR
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder about the Quest. As a person who loves PCs and stuff like that, I've been interested in the Oculus Rift for quite a while now. I can see it being a cool, like, casual thing, the Oculus Quest, but I can't imagine it running any real, like, you want to play Call of Duty, for example.
Well,
in
and don't
VR.
forget that Snapdragon 835 processor is more powerful than what was in the original Xbox, and almost as powerful as what was in the original Xbox One. So
True, but you're still running on the Android software, which, again, I'm pretty limited. I've only had an Android for a month, but the gaming seems somewhat limited, and what you're doing is more casual based.
yeah,
Then if you plug a VR system into a gaming PC, it's most definitely going to be a different experience. It's not necessarily a bad experience
Oh, wow.
by any means.
I pulled up.
But it's interesting to see that they're kind of creating two different headsets, one for casual people and one for
Serious.
the real, well, not the real gamers, but the hardcore gamers.
Well, and the portion I have up on the screen right now, so they have Angry Birds on there actually too. But they the gaming's difference, the scrolling of games difference that they have on the Rift is much more detailed looking than the ones that they had on the other one. Very impressed with that. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, I think you're right. I think they're trying to touch on two different kind of.
Markets, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking it's cool. Again, it's cool that they can do something like that with the Quest, because there's definitely a market for casual gamers out there.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be people who want to play it and mess around with it and stuff like that. But if you really are a person, you invest the money into the headset and you get a gaming PC, and it's a different world. I'm so excited for VR technology. I can't wait for every game to be
Yeah.
VR.
Yeah.
The big difference is going to be the wireless, right? If you're plugging it into a PC, you're tethered. That's not necessarily good. I know this has a USB Type C connector. I assume that's for charging and updates. Also has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
Which
and
one?
It has 2 headphone jacks. The Oculus.
The Rift or the
Quest.
Quest?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm assuming that the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi, it gets you somehow connected up to TV or
Well, the displays in your image, so you're gonna see that. I imagine probably for sound, maybe.
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe so other people can see what you're doing. I don't so you can stream it out or something.
Well, I'm playing a promo video of it right now.
Yeah, I was looking at that. That does look pretty cool. I mean,
that does. That
that-
genuinely looks like it'd be a lot of fun. I'm just curious as to how calibrated it has to be, how much you have to calibrate, or is it like does it just know? How smart is this product? Because this looks awesome.
Especially from it's been going on for about at least 10 years now. VR technology. It's gotten to the point now where it's not necessarily plug and play, but it's pretty much plug and play. You think of like the old Nintendo Wii where you had the motion controls. That stuff is down pat. The biggest things that people were complaining about were the weights of the headsets, and those are getting smaller. And then the motion sickness, which there's tricks and stuff like that you can do to kind of mitigate how sick you're gonna get when you're playing those type of games.
Yeah,
Not hurdles, and,
and now I'm playing
ridiculous.
Now I'm playing the Rift one. I want to see what they think the difference is. So it looks like it's like optics and stuff like that they changed on this one is what I'm seeing first off. But and then the gameplay immediately is much different, much different here.
Of course, that just makes sense though.
Because the Rift
you're going from a mobile
PC,
device
right?
to yes.
Okay. Yeah, and these are I think this is kind of where you're going to start moving with a lot of your next generation consoles. Are going to start including stuff like this because it looks like a lot of fun. I could genuinely see losing myself. Think about the last time that you just lost yourself in a video game. Like you just lost yourself. You just couldn't, you couldn't stop playing it, or you couldn't wait to get home so you could play your video game. It doesn't happen very much anymore. You know why? Because we're on the 25th version of freaking Call of Duty and the 31st version of Battlefield. It's all the same.
It really does offer an experience that you don't get on normal video games. It definitely immerses you into the game like you don't have now. So that's one of those things that, again, I'm super excited about the VR technology. PlayStation's already been doing it for this last generation with I think it's the Views.
Yeah.
And I've heard I haven't played it myself, but I've seen a lot of good things about it. But the Rift has really been kind of the flagship VR system, and it's just been getting better and better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, and that pretty much does it for the time that we have today. It is currently 9:03, 9:04, depending on which computer I'm looking at. Apparently, my times aren't always good. Dark Ash says he would rather hook up a VR to a PC because it will look better. He says that's VR right. is also the new way to lose weight. At least we can all agree on that. But yeah, so this has been our Badcast episode 2. Dark Ash, since I think you're the only community member to stay on the whole time. There's one other person out there that I know is definitely not us, and if you're out there too, let us know what you think. Leave a comment when I post this video, or if you want to go on Discord and DM me, let me know what you thought about this episode. Anyway, thank you all for showing up. Thank you for being here. If you're watching this post and you're new to the channel, subscribe. Leave a comment below if you just want to let us know what topics you like the most, whose conversation you like the most, or if you like Dave's beanie or my Bad Tech and Gaming logo in the background. Just let me know what you do and don't like, all right? You guys have a fantastic day. It is time to